The text arrived while I was reviewing acquisition documents for my third property purchase this year. Dad, your mother's 60th birthday party is Saturday. Distinguished guests only. Professional crowd. Might not be your scene. We'll understand if you can't make it. I'm Riley Chen, 35, and according to my family, I'd wasted my business degree flipping houses, instead of joining a respectable firm. While my brother Jason ran a boutique consulting company and my sister Andrea worked in pharmaceutical sales, I'd spent 12 years in real estate investment. My family thought I bought rundown houses, fixed them up and sold them for small profits. Barely scraping by. They had no idea I owned a real estate investment portfolio worth $300 million, with 42 commercial properties and 18 residential developments across 4 states. I texted back, "What time Saturday?" "Dad, 7 p.m. The Grandview Hotel Ballroom." "But Riley, these are serious business people. Fortune 500 executives, entrepreneurs, established professionals. When they ask what you do and you say house flipping, it's embarrassing for your mother." "I'll think about it." Mom called within minutes. "Riley, sweetheart, your father texted you? Listen, I've invited everyone important in my professional life. Hospital administrators, board members, the medical director. These people have built empires. They're not going to understand your hobby business. House flipping is my career, Mom. I know you work hard, dear. But you live in that converted loft and drive that pickup truck. These guests will assume you're struggling. I don't want pity directed at our family. Maybe it's better if you skip this one. It's your 60th birthday. We'll do a family dinner next week. Just us. You won't feel judged." She hung up before I could tell her I owned the Grandview Hotel, along with 3 other hotels in the city. Saturday evening arrived. I drove my pickup truck, practical for site inspections even though I owned 5 other vehicles I never drove. The valet looked confused taking my keys. Inside, the Grandview's ballroom was transformed. My event coordinator had done exceptional work. Crystal chandeliers I'd installed during the renovation last year sparkled overhead. The marble floors I'd personally selected gleamed. 200 guests in designer clothes filled the space. I recognized faces from business news, CEOs, investors, the mayor, several city council members. My mother stood near the entrance in a stunning gown, greeting arrivals. She spotted me and her smile faltered. "Riley, you came." She glanced at my simple suit, expensive but understated. "Nice. Try to stay toward the edges? These are networking situations. Don't interrupt important conversations." "Happy birthday, Mom." She pecked my cheek distractedly and turned to greet a hospital board member. I scanned the room. My hotel. My renovation. My property manager coordinating everything from the back office. None of them knew the owner's family was celebrating here tonight. Jason held court near the bar, his consulting firm's success on full display. Andrea networked aggressively with pharmaceutical executives. My parents floated between groups, introducing my siblings proudly to everyone important. I found the bar and ordered a drink. The bartender, Maria, one of my employees, did a double take. "Mr. Chen, I didn't know you'd be here tonight. Do you know the family?" "I'm the son. And Maria, tonight I'm just a guest. Treat me like everyone else." "But sir, shouldn't you be?" "Just a guest," I repeated firmly. She nodded, confused, and poured my drink. I watched the party unfold. My mother gave a speech thanking everyone for coming to this magnificent venue. She had no idea her unsuitable son owned it. An hour into the party, my property manager Jake texted, "Mr. Chen, the mayor's office is asking to meet with you. They're here for the party but want to discuss the Riverside development proposal. Should I tell them you're on site?" I texted back, "Tell them I'm here as a guest. If it's urgent, they can find me at the bar." 5 minutes later, Mayor Rodriguez appeared beside me. I'd met her twice. Once when she approved my hotel renovation permits, and again at the Riverside development meeting where she'd praised my affordable housing integration plan. "Mr. Chen, Jake said you were here. I didn't realize this was your mother's party." Several nearby guests turned at the mayor's voice. "Small world, Mayor. Enjoying the evening. Beautiful venue. The Grandview's renovation was spectacular. You did amazing work here." She turned to the crowd gathering around us. "For those who don't know, Riley Chen owns this hotel. His company transformed it from a rundown wreck into the premier event space in the city. My mother's champagne glass stopped halfway to her lips. Riley also owns the Harbor Plaza Hotel, the West Side Garden Hotel, and the Metropolitan Suites downtown, the mayor continued conversationally. His real estate portfolio is impressive. The Riverside development he's proposing, 40 acres of mixed-use space with affordable housing integration, it's exactly what this city needs. My father had materialized, his face pale. Riley owns this hotel? Owns it, renovated it, turned it into a landmark, Mayor Rodriguez confirmed. Chen Properties is one of the most successful real estate investment firms in the region. How do you not know this about your own son? We thought he flipped houses, my mother whispered. He does. He also develops commercial properties, manages a $300 million investment portfolio, and employs over 200 people across his holdings. The mayor looked genuinely confused. You seriously didn't know? The circle around us had grown. The hospital board members my mother had been courting all night. The business executives my father had been networking with. All staring. Riley lives in a loft and drives a truck, Jason said weakly. We assumed. That loft is a penthouse in the building he owns, the mayor said. And the truck is practical for construction site visits. Your brother owns more property than most people in this room. Andrea pushed forward. The pharmaceutical companies I work with, we're looking for office space. Riley, are you the Chen who owns the Medical Plaza downtown? Yes. We've been trying to get a meeting with Chen Properties for months. Our leasing agent said the owner reviews all tenant applications personally. I do. My mother looked like she might faint. You own the Medical Plaza? Riley, that's a 20-story building. 22 stories. I added 2 floors during the renovation. But you said you flipped houses. I do. I also acquire underperforming commercial properties, renovate them, and either sell them or add them to my investment portfolio. It's called real estate investment. I've been doing it for 12 years. The mayor's deputy arrived with Jake, my property manager. Mr. Chen, sorry to interrupt, but we need your approval on the catering bill. It's higher than the initial quote due to the additional champagne orders. My mother's face went from pale to crimson. Riley approves the bill? Why would? Because he owns the venue, Dr. Chen, Jake said, clearly confused by the family's confusion. Mr. Chen owns the Grandview Hotel. He's been owner for 3 years. The ballroom had gone silent. 200 guests watching this unfold. My father found his voice. You own the hotel where we're having this party? Yes. When Mom booked it 6 months ago, my events team accepted like any other client. I didn't realize it was for her birthday until last week when I reviewed the contract and saw her name. And you said nothing? You texted me that I wasn't suitable for distinguished guests. I figured I'd let the evening unfold naturally. Jason's professional composure cracked. Riley, the Riverside development the mayor mentioned, how big did she say that was? 40 acres. Mixed use. Residential, commercial, public green space. $200 million project. 200 million? Andrea's voice came out strangled. Initial development cost. Projected value after completion is around 400 million. It's the largest project I've undertaken. My mother grabbed my arm. Why didn't you tell us? All these years we thought you were barely getting by. I tried to tell you. 3 years ago at Thanksgiving I mentioned buying this hotel. Dad asked if I was getting into the motel business. Last Christmas I talked about the Medical Plaza acquisition. Jason asked if I was finally getting a real job as a property manager. We didn't understand, my father said weakly. You didn't ask. You saw the truck in the loft and assumed I was failing. You were embarrassed by your son the house flipper. The mayor shook her head. House flipper. Riley Chen is one of the most successful real estate investors in the state. The Grandview renovation alone won 3 architecture awards. His affordable housing integration model is being studied by urban planners nationwide. He turned to my parents. And you called him unsuitable for your party. At his own hotel. The deputy mayor appeared with a folder. Mr. Chen, the city council wants to fast-track your Riverside proposal. They're requesting a presentation at Tuesday's meeting. Tell them I'll be there. After he left, my mother tried again. Riley, all these people here tonight, business leaders, investors, They're exactly who you should be networking with. Why didn't you tell us so we could introduce you properly? Because I don't need introductions, Mom. Half the people here already know my work. The other half will Google me later tonight and realize they should have been networking with me, not the other way around. Jason approached cautiously. Rouse, I'm sorry. We were idiots. We saw what we wanted to see and never looked deeper. You saw a truck and assumed failure. You measured success by appearance, not accomplishment. Andrea's phone was out. Riley, I'm looking at your company website. Chen Properties. You own 42 commercial properties? 18 residential developments? Why didn't you say something? I did. Constantly. You weren't listening. My father pulled me aside. Son, let's talk privately. These business connections tonight. My consulting clients, your mother's hospital board, you could leverage these relationships. I don't need to leverage anything, Dad. I have 200 employees, a $300 million portfolio, and more projects than I can handle. What I needed was a family who was proud of me before a mayor had to explain my success. I walked to the exit. My mother followed, heels clicking on the marble floor I'd installed. Riley, please. Don't leave like this. We made a mistake. We're proud of you. Now you're proud. After the mayor told you to be. That's not pride, Mom. That's embarrassment management. Jake intercepted me near the door. Mr. Chen, the final bill came to $48,000. Should I charge the card on file? No. Comp the entire event. Sir. It's my mother's birthday. Consider it a gift. From her unsuitable son. I walked out of my own hotel, leaving 200 guests whispering about the real estate mogul who'd been deemed unworthy of his mother's party. The next morning, the society pages ran photos from the party. Someone had leaked the story. Real estate mogul's parents didn't know son owned their party venue. The business section was more detailed. Chen Properties owner Riley Chen reveals family never knew his success, at his own hotel. My family called 237 times that week. I answered none of them. Tuesday's city council meeting went well. The Riverside development was approved unanimously. The council president praised my vision and track record. My parents tried to attend. Building security didn't allow them into the chamber. They weren't on any official list. 3 months later, I sold one of my hotel properties for $60 million. The sale made the business news. The buyer was an international hotel chain that wanted to study my renovation and integration model. My mother sent flowers to my office with a card. We're so proud. Please forgive us. My assistant asked what to do with them. Donate them to the Affordable Housing Community Center at Riverside. They'll appreciate them more. Because some parties show you what family really values. And some hotels reveal who built what. My parents threw a party at my property and called me unsuitable. The mayor knew my worth before they did. I knew which recognition mattered. And it wasn't theirs. A year after my mother's party, the Riverside development opened to national acclaim. The mixed-use complex featured luxury condos, affordable housing units, retail space, and a public park, all integrated seamlessly. Urban planning magazines called it the future of sustainable development. The grand opening ceremony drew thousands. Governor Martinez flew in to cut the ribbon. National press covered the event. My face appeared on the cover of Real Estate Weekly. Riley Chen, the developer redefining urban integration. My family showed up uninvited. Security stopped them at the VIP entrance. My head of security called me. Mr. Chen, your parents and siblings are here. They say they're family. They're not on the approved list. That's correct. They're not approved. Should I let them through anyway? No. Treat them like any other uninvited guest. Politely redirect them to public access. Through the security monitors in my office, I watched my parents argue with security, gesturing frantically. My mother was crying. My father showed his ID as if sharing my last name granted automatic access. It didn't. Governor Martinez's speech praised my vision. Mayor Rodriguez called me the city's most important private sector partner. The affordable housing residents I'd invited, families who'd received homes in my development, gave me a standing ovation. My real family stood beside me. Jake, my property manager. Maria, who started as a bartender and became my director of hospitality. The architects, builders, and city leaders who believed in my dream. No blood relatives in sight. After the opening, reporters rushed over. Mr. Chen, is it true your family didn't know about your success? They never asked, I said. They assumed I was failing because I didn't fit their idea of success. The Riverside project proves otherwise. Your mom's birthday was at the Grandview Hotel. You own that place? I did. They booked it without knowing. I let them find out on their own. Was that awkward? No. It was clear. Some people see a pickup truck and think failure. Others see the places that truck builds. I learned who was watching. That night my father called. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail. Riley, we came to your opening. Security wouldn't let us in. Your own parents turned away. We're sorry for the past. How long will you punish us? I deleted it without finishing. 2 years later, Chin Properties was worth over $500 million. We had projects in 3 states and 400 employees. Forbes named me in their 40 under 40. Then my mother came to my office. She waited in the lobby for 3 hours. Mr. Chen, my assistant said, your mother won't leave until you see her. I went down. She looked tired. Smaller. Riley, please. We were wrong. I was wrong. But you're my son. Doesn't that matter? It mattered when you called me unsuitable. You chose image over family. You cared more about status than your own child. I know, she said, crying. We're a joke now. Everyone knows we ignored you. Your father's business is suffering. And you think I care? I said. You ignored my work for 12 years. Please tell me what I can do. You can't fix it. Some things stay broken. You showed me who you were. I believed you. So that's it? You're done with us. I'm not done. I've moved on. I have a team, a business, people who value me. I don't need a family who only respects me after others do. We're still your family. No, I said. Maria is my family. Jake is my family. The governor who supported me is family. Not you. I turned toward the elevator. You can stay in the lobby. But I'm done with this conversation. Riley, please. The doors closed on her voice. Some parties end families forever. Some hotels become reminders of who left you out. And some sons build worlds their parents will never enter. The Grandview still hosts events. The Riverside thrives. My company keeps growing. My parents remain outside staring at buildings they can't touch. Just like they left me. Only now I own the building. And they're the ones who don't belong.